Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about an injury that I sustained. It was Christmas of 2023. Um, I got a perineal hernia, and I was on the toilet. I had been constipated for several months, uh, bulking and weightlifting, eating a lot, eating things that I don't normally eat. Anyway, I developed some kind of lump in my small intestines, and I could feel it in there for a while. Um, and I just kind of ignored it and kept on bulking, uh, eating things out of my normal diet and whatnot. Anyway, resulted in pushing through this hernia while trying to take a deuce and had a perineal hernia, which is the hind end between your anus and your coccyx area. It can be anywhere around there, but that's where your perineal muscles are. It's common for women during childbirth to have perineal hernias and tear their pelvic floor. That's essentially what happened, and then your guts push through that area, and then you have a hernia. But the thing about hernias is that's normally what is happening is it's some type of clot in your gut, large intestines, small intestines, that is pushing through your diaphragm or uh, how it's being enclosed. Like an umbilical hernia is when you get a tear around your umbilical cord region and your gut pushes through there, or hiatal hernia, your gut pushes through where your testicle cord leaves your diaphragm and your scrotum and your sac. That exit area right there um, can be pushed open if you have too much pressure on your gut. That's what it boils down to is pressure in the gut, usually some type of clot, uh, something backed up that is physically going to push through that diaphragm, uh, pelvic floor, whatever it is. You get hernias all over your body. It's the same situation. It's tearing something that's that's supposed to be kept within its own system is herniating into another system where it can cause problems. So obviously, perineal hernia is not good. The medical procedure for that is to cut you open down the backside, push the gut back through, sew it up from that side, and then from the front side, they put a scope in through your stomach, through your gut, and drop a mesh net inside of your pelvic floor and staple or suture that to your pelvic floor. Problem is, those surgical fabrics, our bodies reject those a lot of times. So you got the surgical fabric down on the bottom and the inside of your gut sewed down, and it goes bad. That's really a bad situation. So, I prayed about it and I asked God what I should do, and the answer was to fast. And I talked to another friend that has experience in fasting, and he agreed that that was the way to handle it. So I started fasting, and about the third day, I just did a random search on the internet to find another guy, a Muay Thai fighter, that same situation, was bulking and eating too much, ignoring his gut health. He got it was a hiatal hernia, the ones in the front. That's they call a sports hernia. He got one of those, and the way that he handled it was a series of fasts. And I was on day three of my first water fast that I ended up. That was a 4 day fast, and the next one I did a few days later, followed up with a 5 day fast, and did in between intermittent fasting and another 40-hour fast a week for the next 2 months. Diet modification. I didn't eat any meats. I eat eggs and avocados, things that were completely soft, things that didn't cause gas. Um, in the first 2 months, I think I spent the first 3 weeks laying down. and I was fasting a lot during that time, so laying down was kind of a natural thing to do. But when you fast, your gut and your large intestines, your stomach, they act as a unit together, um, will actually shrink and they recess back into your body. They shrink up, turn off, and recede. And that's that pulling back away from your orifices that allow your orifice to heal. It gives it that time to heal. The other thing that the twofold thing about fasting is when you get into that state of ketosis, your body starts breaking down sick cells and reapportioning amino acids. Um, so you get this disease fighting mechanism that gets kicked in. Not just disease, any type of any illness that you have, your gut gets a new lining. The gut problems that I was having before that basically resolved themselves. Um, but on the long end of the thing, I kept that diet modification up for about 6 months. I started eating like softer meats, not steak or anything like that, like chicken, ground beef, softer things at about 6 months. And then took it easy to about a year and then picked up more of a normal diet. More, you know, I can eat pork chops and steak and stuff like that. I don't go crazy with it. Still mind my gut, and I definitely don't bulk like like that. I'm happy. Just happy being closer to me size instead of pushing it. But essentially, I have fasting is 100% what got me out of that situation. Extremely dangerous for if you get a rejection in that surgery. That's a dangerous situation for a person. It's expensive. You're going to be down for a long time. The slow heal, I took about a year before I started lifting heavy again. I started lifting in about 6 or 7 months. I was able to start being active again. Um, but I'm taking it really easy because this is, you know, you got a hernia that's your guts are hanging out your tail end. That's pretty serious. So I took it seriously, and I'm trying to take my recovery seriously too. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because uh, fasting can save lives, save your health, save you from surgeries. There's so many things, and you hear people talk about it, and it gets dismissed as crazy talk. And you Google search it, they say absolutely don't do it. It's bad for you. Blah blah blah. But biblically, um, it is such a powerful healing tool for human beings to use. Animals use heat fasting. It's you got a herd animal that goes and crawls up under the house for a couple days and doesn't eat anything. That's what's happening. That dog is in a state of autophagy, and it is their body is rapidly healing itself. All from not eating food, we go into this survival mode, and we fix ourselves. So it's absolutely God's way to help us heal, and I'm just so thankful that I was able to find out about this and employ this instead of surgery. Um, so I appreciate your time very much. Thank you for listening. And if you have an ailment, it can be almost anything, from cancer, seriously, from cancer to a hernia. Uh, consider a water fast. It's really good for you. Do one a year. Uh, take it seriously. Thank you.